Welcome to On Track. I'm your host, Claire Roden, and with me tonight I have PeteJive. So, how are you tonight?
I'm happy to be here. Nice to see you.
It's good to have you. So, the song we're going to hear is All My Leaves. Is there a story behind that?
Yeah, just a little one. I was I was babysitting my ex-girlfriend's dog, which I probably shouldn't have been doing in the first place. And I found this pad of paper sitting out on the coffee table, and it had a song written on it, and she plays music too. And I read it, and the lyrics were outrageously incredible. And it made me think that she was hiding something from me that I didn't know. And so I felt kind of intimidated by it. And I sat down and I took her guitar and I tried to write this song. And so I was trying to write a song that was better than the one that I read. And then later on when she came home, I found out that that was a cover song, and she just wrote down the lyrics. And at least I got a song out of it.
Well, so what's your songwriting process usually like? Is it like weird stories like that, or like is there special conditions that have to be met? Is there a ritual, or?
Yeah, it's lately I haven't written a song in about like 2 months or something like that. I usually only do it when something hits me really hard, or I run into a situation that gives me some kind of inspiration. I don't know, but songwriting is probably like my least favorite part of what I do, just because it's such a pain in the butt.
So do you usually do covers when you do performances, or do you usually do mostly your own stuff?
Yeah, I play mostly originals. I guess each show I do like a cover or two, but most of them I've written quite a, I don't know, maybe like, I don't want to say a number, but I've written quite a few original numbers, enough to fill in a few hours and all that. So.
Where do you usually play? Do you play around here, like in Chicago, or are you all over the place, or?
Yeah, I guess all over the U.S. I just got back from Ohio and Kentucky and down south, and yeah, I guess I travel. The greater Chicagoland area is where I stay hub-wise lately.
Okay. Do you have like family here, or do you just like it?
No, yeah, I have family here, and
Okay.
Thankfully they're sweet enough to me, and I get to be around.
Do you usually play in like smaller places or like bigger places?
Every once in a blue moon I play in a theater.
Okay.
But lately I've been going around to different bars and stuff like that.
Do you do solo stuff, or do you play with other people? Do you have like a group of people that you like to continuously play with, or? I
do. They're just they're too expensive, and so I play by myself most of the time. And when I travel, I'm alone, and that's the hard part, is traveling by yourself and trying not to fall asleep while you're driving. But yeah, so I usually play by myself.
Okay. So do you think it's harder to play by yourself than with other people, or do you think it's harder to like manage all those people?
It's easier to play by yourself because I can decide if something's going to stop, or if I can go into another song without, I don't have to tell anybody or talk to anybody about it, so it's a lot easier. But it's a lot more fun playing with other people. But then it's, you got to, trying to make a living doing it is hard when you're paying all those people out.
So do you have a favorite place
to play?
To play?
That's a good question. Right now, I don't think I could tell you one. I'd say Mackey's Hideout in McHenry.
Okay.
That's a great little dive bar that they turned into probably one of the best little hubs for music in this area, and they bring in great national acts and international acts, and I'm just so impressed with Bill Mackey, the guy that owns it, and how how he put that place together.
Okay, so the song we're going to hear next is All My Leaves. Up next.
All my leaves, they are turning over, the clouds they part over my shoulder. The road that I walk, well, it's nothing to discuss. Take me for the man I am, not the man that I was. But I've never seen the moon from no southern mountainside, and I never asked no lady if she would be my bride. Someday I'll have a family, and I aim to have a son. I'll teach him to be a better man than the one I've become. Oh, shit. And all my leaves, they are turning over, clouds they part over my shoulder. The road that I walk, well, it's nothing to discuss. Take me for the man I am, not the man that I was. I'll never have my face on no $100 bill. I will never own a gun, but I aim and shoot to kill. All my life is this work that I've done, and I got a lot of more work to do before my setting sun. And all my leaves, they are turning over, the clouds they part over my shoulder. The road that I walk, well, it's nothing to discuss. Take me for the man I am, not the man that I was. Please take me for the man I am, my feet stuck in the mud.
Hello and welcome back to On Track. I'm your host, Claire Roden, and with me tonight I have PeteJive. So when did you first start getting into music? Was it when you were younger, or was it started like sort of like in high school, or was it later?
Playing music?
You know, just like into the music scene. Like when did music really spark your interest?
Well, I've been into music, I think, since I was a little kid, because my parents always shoved it down my throat, and they shoved Beach Boys down my throat and Jethro Tull, and I loved it to death. And I didn't start playing until middle school. I joined the band and I played drums, and so that was the first thing that I did, was I started playing drums and took drum lessons. And so you play snare drum, and it took me maybe 4 years until I realized I didn't want to play drums and I'd rather play guitar, just because guitar is easier to carry around, and drums
snare drum is only one drum.
Yeah, but that's just the start, you know, because
Yeah.
nobody really wants to just hang out and play a snare drum. All right, there probably are some people, I don't want to offend anybody, but you know, it's I wanted something that was a little bit easier.
So what about the guitar made you, drift towards it? Why wasn't it like, I don't know, like a piano or anything like that?
It was because I was watching a video. So it must have been 1999. I think they did the second Woodstock in '99 or something like that. I was watching, it was grainy footage because we didn't get the channel, but it came through kind of, and you could see it every once in a while. And I saw this one band that was playing. The guitarist had his guitar and he was running around the stage, and that's pretty much why I decided to do it, because I thought I could run around with this instrument, and I don't really care what I'm doing. I want to make music, and I'd like to run around. So.
Okay. So the songs we're going to hear up next are All I See, No Sign of Regret, and Sleep When I Die. Up next.
comes a point, many a life, time to get up, time to start moving. Time to realize, eyes you close, unconsciously begin to open. Sit beside this billowing wind, this winding river keeps on flowing on. Keeps on flowing on. Realize what's going down, never coming back, never coming around. Take a chance, pay the toll, grab your ticket, please, rock and roll. Come on, Waubonsee. All I see are roses 4 miles around. All you see are mountains that I've not found. Ah, please. It's gonna come a time your hands are cold. It's time to get up, time to start moving. Time to realize the ones you love you back. All their arms are open. Realize what's going down, never coming back, never coming around. No! Take a chance, pay the toll, grab your ticket, please, rock and roll. There we go! All I see are roses 4 miles around. And all you see are mountains that I've not found. Yeah, all I see are roses 4 miles around. All you see are mountains that I've not found. Well, all I see are roses 4 miles around. I think you've come to watch me fall. You can't wait to see this all unfold when the cards are down the ball of the road. I'll still be the one that's taking me home, and I don't show no sign of regret. For the people I left, the homes that I've made, and I still got this tie to me. Pulled me in some strange direction, and I find your luck is hard as mine. Oh, your luck is hard as mine. Seem like I got this winning hand. Mr. Dealer, he don't raise me none, so I pack my bag and kick some rocks. Yeah! Maybe I'll find some luck yonder dock. Well, I don't show no sign of regret. For the people I left and the homes that I made. I still got this tie to me. Pulled me in some strange direction, and I find, oh, what a, your luck is hard, man. Your luck is hard as mine. Every time I'm lost, still on my way. Oh yeah. Every step that I take, seal my fate. Why stay and drink of one last pain? Oh, why? All I know, keep on moving my pace. Oh yeah. Killer whales, weak ships, and tidal waves. Don't that sound like a whole mess of fun? But you better watch your back these days. I heard the captain, he's on the run like us. Don't show no sign of regret for the people he's left and the homes that I've made. I still got this tie to me. Hold me in some strange direction, and I find, what I find, your luck is hard as mine. Yeah, your luck is hard as mine. All right, Pete, you want to help me take this out? Yeah, I think I can do it. Don't mess it up like you did last time. You're going to do the low ones, I'm going to do the high ones. All right, you start. What do it? All right, go ahead now. Yeah, that wasn't too good. Go ahead. We're ending on you, man. You got it. You got it. You got it. Don't feel bad. You can do it, man. All right, go ahead. Your luck is hard than mine. Spent many nights inside this station, watching patiently for my train, but it's never gonna come. See, I don't know when it runs, and I never really even ever got my ticket. See, I picked it for a ride, and I could sneak myself inside, save my pockets for my pride. That ain't no way of living. That ain't no way to get yourself on by. My hands are made for working, and I don't need rest. I'll sleep when I die, when I die. This year, all my bones turned 29. I took a deep look inside, and I heard, Peter, man, what else you gonna do? Go put on your big man shoes, 'cause the Lord said you will only have your bread from the sweat off your head. And I tell you, you can't lie to yourself or to your friends, 'cause that never ends. Ain't no way of living. That ain't no way to get yourself on by. My hands are made for working, and I don't need rest. I'll sleep when I die, when I die. Well, it ain't no way of living, and it ain't no way to get yourself on by. My hands are made for working, and I don't need rest, sir. I'll sleep when I die, when I die.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Hello and welcome back to On Track. I'm your host Claire Roden, and with me tonight I have PeteJive. So you've done recording stuff, right? Like in the studio?
Yes.
So do you prefer, live stuff or do you prefer studio stuff more?
Live. Studio's pain, but I like live.
What's the pain about being in the studio? You get as many takes as you want and you can just...
Well, usually once you start going, if you record more than one take, every time you record it loses. I think it's an old bluegrass thing. Every time you record a song, it loses a little bit of heart, and it starts to become more monotonous. And so usually you got to try to nail it the first time, or else it's not as hot, And
So do you have a recording label that you're signed to, or are you independent right now?
yeah, it's VRC Records, Veteran Revolutionary Corps Records,
Okay.
and they're in the movie making business, and so we haven't been recording much together. So I'm doing a live album coming up that'll be out in June. Yeah, it'll be out in June, and so I'm working on that now.
Is it like live recordings for a bunch of different places, or is it from one place in particular?
It's a full show from this place called Taken Time in Minnesota.
Okay.
I forgot the town. And there's another song from the Apollo Theater in Peoria on the end of it.
Okay.
So it's 22 tracks, and I'm excited about it because all my fans have been irritated that I have three albums out with only a couple songs on them. So people want a little bit more music to listen to.
So what was Minnesota like? What time of the year did you go?
It was actually the show was a year ago yesterday, and so what's today, the 10th or 11th or something?
Today's the 12th.
The 12th? So yeah, it was a year ago yesterday.
Okay. So, would you go back?
Oh, I'd love to. The place that I played at, the recording was on, it's not open anymore. But I'd love to go back, and I'm going back in June, I guess. So that's why I have to have the album ready.
So where can we get your album? Is it on iTunes? Is it on Amazon? Do you have your own website?
You can get my first full-length album on iTunes, and you can download other music from PeteJive.com. There's a lot of extra tracks on there with lyrics and all that kind of stuff from the new EP that I had out called Sleep When I Die.
Okay. Okay. So the songs we're going to hear up next are Tumble Home and Back to the Jailhouse.
Yep.
All right. I want to thank everyone tonight for tuning in. I've been your host, Claire Roden, and with me tonight, PeteJive. Up next.
The wallet is empty and the bottle's gone dry, with a swell in my belly, set to lay down and die. Girl on the dance floor, she's as bright as any day, but on closer inspection, I think I look away, because the pearls on her neck, they're only fishbone. I best tumble home, home, home. Street lights were yellow, but now they are white. bad news for the boys in the alleyway fight. And the difference between all this virtue and vice, it's clear as the difference between black beans and rice. Thumbing on the small teeth, my cheap plastic comb. I best tumble home, home, home. Oh, honey! Well, this is not about a girl, I swear this is not about a boy. Well, it ain't about that knife fight and the subsequent scars that I got. Oh, yeah. I'm just letting out like a spool of codline, flung up in the air in an unsure design. Inches, inches and inches till all of me's gone. I best tumble home, home, home. Oh, honey. You know what? I do not belong here, and I just do not fit in. I don't fit in with the saints, and I can't stand all the sin. You're laughing all day long, yeah, I seen you waste your nights of sleep. I'm sad I said nothing, but happy I'll be. Okay, all you girls out there, you better say the right thing if you're calling on the phone. Oh, oh, I best tumble home, home, home. Oh, man said he got his eyes on me. This town, the Lord's house, he's the priest. Head to your knees, honey, pray on that rosary. There ain't gonna be no reckoning. You know, oh, you know, all this ain't right. It ain't worth to fight now. Where I'm going, I see no lights. Back to the jailhouse tonight. Oh, honey. Done nothing wrong, two eyes can't see. Blinded by the world, I was taken for a thief. Galveston on me like a hammer, you'll steal rain. You're all gonna do away with me, Waubonsee. I can smell it, you know. Oh, you know, oh, this ain't right. It ain't worth to fight now. Where I'm going, I see no lights. Back to the jailhouse, back to the jailhouse, back to the jailhouse tonight. Oh!